Hey, what's up guys? It's Lance. A little bit of a different video. I'm going to be doing a movie review. I did movie reviews way back like 2 to 3 years ago. I did them and I stopped doing them because I wanted to do something a little different and I wasn't happy with that either. But anyway, it's not the point of this video. The point is that I just saw Ant-Man and I felt that why not just do a little video on it? Why not just do a little review video? So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, so this is my little review for Peyton Reed's Ant-Man. You don't really hear a lot about him. Like, when it comes to Marvel, what you think about is Spider-Man, Iron Man, Thor maybe, the Hulk obviously. There's a whole bunch of characters in the Marvel Universe that people really stress when they talk about the Marvel Universe in general. However, people don't really talk about Ant-Man, who's a relatively smaller character in the bunch. But this movie really put him in perspective. I really thought this was a really good film to follow up after the Avengers movie. It was really well directed, in my opinion. Like, I thought, I was very surprised because I know Edgar Wright was the original director for this film, and unfortunately he had to opt out due to him and Marvel having some differences. Same with Ava DuVernay with Black Panther, that's not scheduled to release about a year or so from now. He had envisioned what he wanted Ant-Man to be, and I guess it wasn't able to be put on screen because I guess Marvel has their own way of doing things that sometimes when you have a very visionary director involved, somebody who has like a strong opinion on what they want the audience to see, things sometimes cannot click or mesh. So it's unfortunate that he was not able to direct this film. However, I'm not going to take away from Peyton Reed's direction because I still feel that, you know, it was his movie, it was Peyton Reed's movie, and he did a really solid job on it. Paul Rudd, who plays Scott Lang, is the main protagonist of this film. He is Ant-Man. His personality, just his presence alone, I think provides for a very solid atmosphere, both as an actor and as a comedy actor. And I thought that he really brought it in both aspects of this movie. There was a lot of scenes in which he just came out with one-liners and I found it myself laughing because, you know, it was funny. Him and Michael Pena, who's another character, like, he's a very small character in the film. However, he does bring his own pizzazz to the movie. He is very funny. He, as well as Paul Rudd, come up with their own little jokes here and there. And, you know, I found it myself really thinking that, oh wow, this is really fun to watch. Michael Pena, I think that he's just a really good guy when it comes to comedy, as well as acting as well. He did a great job in the end to watch with Jake Gyllenhaal. Evangeline Lilly, who plays Hank Pym's daughter, was pretty good as well. I heard like she was originally cast by Edgar Wright when Edgar Wright was originally going to helm the film. However, after Peyton Reed took over, she still was casted and they felt the need to keep her, and I thought that she was a great presence in the movie as well. But who I really want to talk about is Michael Douglas as Hank Pym, because I think that Hank Pym's character altogether, like, he is the original Ant-Man. Like, if you read the comics, I haven't read most of the comics, but I've heard, if you have read the comics and doing a little research, that he was the original Ant-Man. He was the guy who brought Ant-Man to the comics. He was the guy. You know, he had some setbacks here and there. He was a very flawed individual, and they discussed that in his movie. I thought that he, as Hank Pym, Michael Douglas, was really good. It was really cool to see him back acting, especially after what happened to him in his personal life. And it's good to see him back on screen and doing well as a performer and an actor. Everybody was pretty solid in this movie. The main thing that I want to focus on is the humor aspect. It was a good blend of both comedy and action. I feel that it reminded me a lot about Guardians of the Galaxy because that blend of action and comedy was very balanced, and I thought that this one shared that aspect. It also shared the aspect of having one of the most weaker villains in the Marvel Universe, but that doesn't really take away from the film itself because I feel like the film does set up for a very successful franchise in Ant-Man, as well as in the Marvel Universe as a whole. They do make some funny references to the Avengers. One of the Avengers actually shows up in the film, for I will not spoil for you, because I didn't even know he was going to be in the movie, so I was like, oh okay, look, he's there. Oh wow, they chose to put him in, that's great. That's awesome. After coming off the Avengers Age of Ultron and seeing, you know, a familiar face was pretty cool, and along with all these other fresh faces. The action is well directed. There's no shaky cam involved whatsoever. The CGI, I thought throughout the whole movie, was fantastic. Unfortunately, I was not able to see this movie in 3D because I hear that this is one of the only movies you probably should see in 3D. When Scott Lang shrinks down for the majority of his movie, the depth of field just becomes focused entirely on him, and you kind of get that feeling that, oh, this would have been great to see in 3D, and I'm sorry, unfortunately I was not able to see it in 3D. However, I don't think it really took away from my experience because I still really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a really solid film. Peyton Reed is a director that I'm not really familiar with, so I can't really critique him on his past work. I heard that he's done some really bad movies that I've actually seen, however I can't really think of it right now. Anyway, I guess you can say that he hasn't had the best track record. However, coming off of this movie, doing this movie, I feel like, you know, he did a decent job. You know, it's a Marvel film. You're gonna get what you see. Ultimately, it's a very smaller scale Marvel movie, though. It doesn't have the scale on which Iron Man has, or Thor, or all these other comic book films, superhero movies from the Marvel Universe. It doesn't have that large scale. However, it does deliver when it comes to, you know, solid humor. It does deliver when it comes to solid action, and it's just an overall good time. The film actually felt very shorter than what it is. It's about an hour and 54 minutes, or an hour and 59 minutes, around there. And it doesn't feel to be a 2-hour movie. It doesn't feel to be a 2-hour action film. It feels way shorter than what it really is, and that's a good thing for me in this particular movie. Not that I have any problem with films that feel long, because most of them are really good. But this one, I felt like it benefited from it because it is a very lighthearted film at heart. It does have a lot of comedy, and it does deliver an action. If I had to like think of a rating to give this movie, I guess I would probably give it an 8.25 out of 10, because even though it is a good comedy movie, you know, it's not a perfect movie. It's very, you know, it's a flawed movie. However, it is a very solid film. You know, you get what you see. It's a really good movie for what it wants to be. That's what I'm trying to say. If anybody goes into this film thinking that it's going to be as big or as extravagant as maybe the first Avenger movie, or the first Iron Man, or even Guardians of the Galaxy, they're probably going to be a little disappointed. But no, I was not disappointed at all with this movie, because Ant-Man is a very smaller scale character, and I really think they did him justice in this movie. So I would definitely recommend to go see this movie in the cinema. Unfortunately, my experience at the theater, the volume was a little low, and I had a guy, or a little kid actually, coughing on me a little bit. But while I was seeing the movie, because I was actually in one of those theaters in which they had the retractable chairs, and you could actually go back and forth with it, you know, on your chair, and you actually, you know, become more comfortable. And he was kind of like being a little jerk. But anyway, it was fun. It was a fun experience in the movies. I hope you guys go and watch it. This is LanceThompsonTV, and I hope you come back for my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe and follow all of me on all my social media. Have a good one, guys. Peace. Oh, and I just realized I really wanted to talk about this new application I just stumbled upon today. It was the launch of Casey Neistat's new application, Beam, and I've been using it all day, and I'm kind of falling in love with the application. I think it's a really good application. Basically what it is application that you get to use your phone in 1 second. Actually, let me get my iPhone. I'm gonna be right back. I'm sorry, I honestly didn't know why I did not have my phone with me, but I do. Basically, it uses the proximity sensor on your iPhone, and through that it's able to take videos, about 5 to 10 seconds worth of video. And basically all you do is put it to your chest, and it could take a video of whatever the camera sees. And you could cheat a little bit. You could use your fingers or whatever, and you can also put it on the wall to take a selfie. But it's pretty interesting. So if you guys want to add me on it, I know unfortunately you have to put codes in order to be able to use it now. I fortunately was able to get a code through a nice young woman on Twitter, very nice person, was generous enough to give me the code, and I was able to give my code away. So whoever has the application, if they want to follow me on it, that would be great. It's LanceThompsonTV, same thing as my YouTube channel. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to mention. It's a really fun application, and I think you guys should definitely get it when you get a chance. The full version I think comes out in a week or so. I'm not too sure on the details, but that's all I wanted to say. Catch you next time.